Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 46 of the Frisky Whiskey. 46. Wow. You'll notice a familiar box in front of us.
That is the box.
It has come back for another round.
The tour.
Well, I think we're going to change it up.
We are.
We're going to change up the name. Tour Scotland's cool and all, but I think Scotch in the Box is better.
I think I like that much better.
It sounds fun.
Yeah. So Scotch in the Box.
What's in the box?
Part 3. Scotch in the Box. What's in the box? So I like that.
Yeah.
I love these little boxes too. I'm going to jump off
Yeah.
So what don't we even do? So these right here. I just love these little boxes.
Yeah.
I mean, they're cool. I'm going to figure out a way to save this and put either more liquor in there just for the hell of it, or I'm going to use it for every type of screw and nut and bolt I have in my
Actually,
garage.
I was just thinking. So I know it's been a while since we've talked about it, and the idea has been floated out there of doing another whiskey share event with some of our friends.
I saw some of that chatter going.
This would actually be really cool to throw in these bottles different whiskeys and then bring this box to it.
Oh, and just pick a box. Whatever you get, you got to drink.
Well, I mean, yeah, you could do it that way, or you could specify
There should be almost a game where you have 4 really bad ones in there.
we'll put the devil's butthole in there.
Or the worst, cheapest one you can get in a plastic bottle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Wah.
You get no flavor today.
You got to drink.
But I thought that would be kind of cool. Yeah. I actually would take the boxes and turn them into for nuts and bolts stuff.
Yeah.
This is solely going to end up in my garage.
Somehow.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is never going away.
No, it's awesome.
Yeah. All right, so what we got going on? So because you kind of thing here with these bottles today. You were doing something with them by yourself.
Yeah, I was doing something by myself. Yeah.
Okay.
So kind of the last time we did this, and I remember we weren't really impressed with anything.
Yeah, I think that last set was.
So we were like, meh.
Okay.
So this time I actually wanted to look at maybe some of the flavor profiles, try to align them and see how close we could get to that traditional rye or bourbon type stuff that we're used to. So
True.
You'll notice things that are a little bit maybe on the fruitier side of things, maybe have a little bit more caramels or sugars at least. So the other thing that I looked at with these is they're all from the lowlands.
Ooh.
So it'll be a comparison of the lowland regions. And then also in spirit of kind of unique things that I chose these for, right? So the first one that's up, right, is a 7-year. The second one that's up is a 10-year, and the third one up is a 13-year. So kind of doing every 3 years, see how the flavors change in the same region. In the same region.
Yeah, because I've noticed, which is the 10-year-old actually looks darker than the other two.
Yeah,
which is interesting.
It is.
Yeah.
So that was kind of why I chose these.
Right. No, this is gonna be fun. I'm looking forward to this. I love this Scotch box.
Yeah,
and I love doing Scotch in the Box as a show.
Yep.
This is gonna be so. I think we dive right in.
Yeah, let's just head into it. So
we're doing a 7-year-old.
Yeah, I'll pop into the Book of Wonder.
Book.
I think that's what it needs to be called. Yes, it's the tour guide, the Book of Wonder. So this is a blended malt Scotch whiskey, 7 years, undisclosed distillery. Coming from the lowland region, 46% on this guy, so that would be a 92 proof.
Oops. I opened the wrong one.
Oh, geez.
Luckily, it's not going to go bad.
No, not anytime soon. So as we're getting these poured, so on the nose, we're going to notice aromas of honey, white pepper, and fresh malt. All right. So that's kind of where we're going for here. That looks like
that's good. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't really matter. I mean,
not really.
So to get in the mood for tonight's show, last night I drank a little Glenlivet 12 Caribbean.
Okay.
Jumped to the 15 Glenlivet.
Okay.
And jumped back down to the 12 Double Oak.
Okay, that's not bad.
Because I got my new ice ball maker.
Oh yeah.
And they were crystal clear.
That's awesome.
So
you just took tap water, threw it in, or the fridge water?
I know. I did use bottled water.
Okay.
I used spring water or whatever it was. I think I used spring water.
Okay. So it's like a form you poured it into, stuck it in the freezer? And
it's basically it's like that. There's a form thing. You put the water in it. You put water to a certain level first, and then you put your molds in, and then you got to finish with water on top.
Okay.
And it's got to sit in there for like 24 to 36 hours.
Okay.
And honestly, I forgot about it. It was in there for like 3 or 4 days. But when I pull them out,
Crystal
I'm like,
clear.
wow, these are things are crystal. Like you put it in a glass, you could read like almost like a magnifying glass.
Wow.
The bottom of the glass.
That's pretty cool.
Like that was pretty cool.
I like that.
So
I'd be cool to like make a bunch of those and just like
I'm
have
going
them
to.
set for the party or
No, I'm
whatever.
going to. I'm just going to make every time it's up, I'm just going to fill it up. What's weird is too, there's a bunch of water in the bottom. It's frozen. There's a whole block of water in the bottom, and that's all the dark, the cloudy.
So it's like all the impurities have dropped out of it.
Yeah, I don't know how that happened.
interesting.
It's interesting, but that was like all the dirty ice.
Because I think that's what causes cloudy ice, right?
Yes.
Is the impurities in the water.
Somehow that process pushes that down.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, so it's cool. Okay, so let's dive in.
So again, aromas of honey, white pepper, and fresh malt.
So it's honey and pepper I'm getting, which is a very weird combination,
I like it though.
but it's there. Like they're not lying.
No. And so on the palate, we're talking toasted oak. So again, the bourbon side of things, as I mentioned, barley sugars, sweet malt, and white pepper. Go ahead. Let's go in.
Wow,
That's good.
You know what? It coats the tongue immediately like honey. That's a delicious.
I like that pepper. That pepper's
The
really
pepper's
nice.
like it's like there, it's like in the middle of my tongue, but not heavy. But like that creamy, that sugar, that honey that's coating my tongue is just really good. Wow.
Yeah, that's amazing. So the finish on this one, cloudy lemonade, whatever that means. Just go with lemonade.
Cloudy lemonade served with cloudy ice.
Honeyed barley, so just sweet barley again, or like barley sugars. Granary bread with thyme honey. So I'm noticing like kind of an herbal,
Yeah, there's an herbal thing going on in there. I agree.
kind of
At the
like
end,
maybe like a little bitterness. That lemonade. I can see
I was saying you the herb part. The lemonade part, I'm not sure I'm buying.
Well, I think maybe it's less like tartness and maybe more in the bitter.
Maybe. Yeah, it's maybe more tart. There's something tart in there. That's making my mouth dry too. But that honey, I just love the way that honey just, the honey comes and goes.
Yeah.
But my tongue feels like
It's like a really light sweetness, and then you get a nice pepperiness.
Yeah.
The oak is definitely there, as it would be with bourbon, right? It's kind of like, meh, it's there. You could taste it. It's definitely from like the aging process.
Yep.
That's really nice. I like this.
Yes. No, very, very
I think this
impressed.
is probably one of my favorite ones we've done so far.
This one alone makes up for the 3 from last week.
Yeah.
So whatever happens here, we know we've had
Yeah,
this.
well, we're in it to win it, though.
We're in it to win it.
I think it's going to turn out well. Like I said, I kind of had this idea, this picture that I wanted for us to step away from this weird stuff that's like maritime salt iodine stuff. I don't even know.
The Bacoa tea.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've had some interesting.
So I wanted to get to a flavor so like I could find something that I think we would enjoy in this box. So hopefully all 3 of them are right up our alley.
Right. Like to me, like just some flavors like cotton candy and smoke. It's like what do you fuck a clown or something?
Krusty the Clown? What?
You know, like sometimes these flavors that people pop out, like the maritime notes of iodine. That's still like got to be one of the most classics.
That doesn't make
any
any
funny,
like,
but like that one is just so classic. What we found. We should start keeping a journal of that, like
the weird terms that people use for
the
flavorings.
weird flavor profiles that they use out of nowhere, like you know, barley mustard seed.
And then when we make our own whiskey, we'll be like, you have to nail these notes. And it's like the most random
Use all those
collection.
crazy ones, man, you know.
It's the most random collection of flavors.
Flattened clover. You know? So whacked like that, man. So we got a trip coming up next week.
We do.
We are going to the 9th annual Whiskey Fest in downtown Orlando at the Science Center.
Yep.
Science Center.
It's the Science Center, yeah.
And it's going to be all throughout this thing. It looks, pictures from the last couple of years look awesome.
Yep.
I think you've heard me babble that I'm going to get drunk and probably put a Frisky Whiskey sticker on the butt of the Tyrannosaurus Rex. See what happens. You know.
It's never a no.
It's never, there's never, you know, it's never off the table. You know, maybe if I don't get to his butt, or maybe hit like the smaller dinosaur, put like a sticker on the nose or something, or maybe right behind the butt where people don't look as much.
Yeah.
Maybe it stays there for a while.
Yeah. They're like, oh, where is this from?
Mm-hmm. And then they sue us for hurting museum stuff and sue us like $100,000.
And then we are not even around anymore, I guess.
No, I would disappear. I'd go to Belize.
We'll start the podcast from Belize.
Right? Probably the only whiskey in that whole state, in the whole country, we bring with us.
We got a good collection to keep us going for a little bit.
Oh my God!
Hopefully they ship there.
You know what? There's always a way.
I mean, they have to have something there you can make.
If someone
with,
sells
right?
them alcohol, you can get something of whiskey brought to this country. You know what I'm saying?
It's got to be.
Yeah, I'm positive. If there's a resort there, they must have Jack Daniels.
Wait, so we're living in a resort now, or are we like?
No, I'm saying, but in Belize, there's resorts. So they get alcohol. So I'm saying,
I thought you were like saying that
we
that's
have
where
no
we're
money.
going,
We have
and
no
then
money. You can't live in a
and
resort.
then we're gonna pirate.
No, I'm talking about living on the beach with my liquor and coconuts and bananas to keep me going for a little bit.
It's totally not where I took it.
Right? Maybe get a job as a bar back somewhere or something. Beach boy somewhere doing towels, you know?
Towel, sir.
Never looked a guest in the eyes. See, senor.
I can see things going so poorly for you.
Oh, it can go straight downhill with me very easily. But there are 3 golf courses in Belize I would love to go play that I've checked out. So
well, without the money.
I've done my research.
Without the money, so I mean, maybe you can like do a bottle of whiskey for 18 rounds
You never know.
or 18 holes.
Should we move into the ice phase of our
I
tasting?
think so.
Okay.
That is a pleasant Scotch.
I'm very impressed.
But these are also like really light. So I'm not, and it's not going to come up on camera really, but these are really light.
This is, it's very light. And it kind of makes sense with the flavor profile.
It's kind of like, what would you say? Like straw?
Yeah.
Like straw colored?
Yeah, that's a good that's a good description. I like that.
For the people who can't see it.
So, kind of had how would you call it? A Storage Wars moment.
Storage
today.
Wars.
So, you know, you ever watch that show, Storage Wars?
Yeah.
And they find something and they bring it somewhere, and the guy's like, oh, well, this is like, blah, 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 blah. It's worth like $10,000. So, you know, I've been doing the purge at my house. Yeah. So I bought like, the listeners don't remember, I know I talked about this at some point. I bought a 10 by 12 storage shed. So I've been cleaning out my garage, now I'm doing the house. I'm going through the house and I'm pulling out boxes and I'm condensing and throwing out and whatever. So I've been holding some stuff that was my mom's, and I'm like, I'm tired of moving this stuff around. So, but I thought some of it was unique. I think I talked to you about some of these magazines that were kind of unique from France and some other things. So I took some pictures and I found these presidential campaign pins.
Ooh,
one was cool. A Teddy Roosevelt one, and one was a Grover Cleveland.
Wow.
And I'm like, that's really interesting. So I took pictures, and I went to the antique shop next to our friendly little gastropub.
Yeah.
And I talked to the lady. I said, listen, I have some questions for you if you don't mind, in a few minutes. I have some pictures I want to show you. She's, oh, good. I don't like people just bring things in. I'm like, perfect. So we started looking through it. So she's intrigued about the magazines. Okay. She looked up on her 2, she does these 2 auction sites, and she uses eBay. They kind of price it out, like to give me a price. I mean, we're not talking. I mean, these magazines were some French magazine art, very unique. There is a small market for it, but the market's only like $8 to $10 a magazine.
Yeah.
So not really like riches. But she said like if I bring them in, she'll probably give me $2 or $3 each. I'm like, all right. And I told her I had these Life magazines that were from 1939 to 1941, all during World War I.
Yeah.
I mean World War II. She definitely has interest in that. So there's a thing for World War II.
Yeah. Oh, dude, yes, 100%.
But nothing paper, meaning newspapers, worthless.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter if it's in mint condition and airtight stuff. She told me paper doesn't sell anymore. It's stuff. Some magazines to a certain degree.
Yeah.
And then like then I showed her those 2 pins. I mean, that woman's eyes lit up like saucers. Oh, can you send me those pictures right away? I have a buyer. I'm like, what? She goes, yeah, just send me the pictures. Once I get a hold of my buyer, I will definitely give you a very fair price. And I'm like, oh.
Dang, okay, so you hit something on those ones.
And I'm like, can you speculate? She goes, no, honestly, I really can't. I'm not the expert on this, but these are very valuable to the collectors. Presidential campaign stuff from 1980 down and below is extremely popular.
Okay.
And the older it gets, the more valuable it gets.
Because the harder to come by they are.
Right. So any campaign stuff is a very, very, very popular thing, a very, very collectible thing still. So I left, and she calls me, and she's like, yeah, the guy called me. He wants you to go look at something real quick because on the side there may be or may not be writing. I'm like, okay. She goes, if there's writing, if it says something like, what I forget what she said, it's more likely a repo. So I'm like, all right. Lo and behold,
Writing. Damn.
I mean, it was so tiny. It was like the fact when I was looking at it, the way I caught it, I saw a letter, and then I had to take a picture with my phone and expand it. I saw it. I'm like, 1967 fair art thing. I'm like, yeah. So I hit her. I was like, yeah, you were right. It was a repo. She was like, oh, that's really too bad. I'm like, man, this woman's dangling. Whatever she was dangling in front of me, man. I'm like, yeah.
They probably would have paid huge money for them.
I don't know. Hey, look, for a pin, I would have took $100 for a pin. I would have took.
Yeah, but you don't say that.
No, I'm just saying, like that to me, that'd be huge for a pin.
They'd be like $10,000.
Oh. We go next week in style. we limo from here to the. No, I mean to me, like big would have been like a couple $100 for a pin. Like, yeah, it's still a pin. So that's cool. But I'm actually going there on Sunday. I'm bringing a bunch of stuff that she wants to look at, and then she took me to look around her store because I told her what I was doing. And she's like, "You have anything that kind of looks like it would fit in here? Just bring it, and I'll look at it."
Okay.
So I got some things I'm going to bring her. She was intrigued about this old Coca-Cola cooler I have. That's from like the 1930s. It's like steel. It weighs like 50 pounds.
Nice.
But she's like, anything Coca-Cola, bring.
Oh. So maybe, I mean, that is definitely a collector's thing.
Yeah. Yeah. So she was really nice. I really kind of got a little education while I was in there about what's kind of like, what's hot.
I like that.
The whole thing about paper. She told me a couple of years ago she bought a ice melt. I'm babbling.
Yeah. Yeah. I tried a little sip. So before you continue.
The pepper comes out more.
So on the nose, the pepper's like pretty strong.
Yeah.
Compared to what it was before. It was like a honey and pepper
right
on the nose. But now that's kind of just pepper.
The pepper's stronger now. The honey's the honey's there, but it's mellowed, the honey. The pepper's coming up more.
I would agree with that. And then that herbal flavor on the finish is more pronounced.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, the ice brought that other stuff out.
Yeah,
which is usually the other way around.
Yeah, it lowered the sweetness, and then I like it. Yep.
So long story short, with that woman, she was telling me that she a couple of years ago bought this Civil War document. Officially had like documents that say it was official and all that. She thought she saw it right away. She's like, I've been sitting on this thing for over 2 years now. I can't sell it. No one wants it. I've put it on auctions. I brought it to places. People look at it, talk about it.
They think it's cool,
but they don't. She goes, no one wants anything paper.
Wow.
Like this, I guess maybe because it's so not tangible anymore. So where it's more things, you know.
Yeah.
So
well, it's like also then with that, like how do you protect it long term? Where it's like other items you can put into like specific areas.
Paper.
That's like what are you gonna do? Like throw it into like a display case or something like that, and it's just gonna crumble there too.
Eventually it does. Yeah. So it really has to be something of major importance, like the Declaration of Independence.
Well, speaking of like that, right? So the Confederate stuff. So like. My grandma used to be like huge into genealogy and stuff like that, right? And so I was digging through a bunch of stuff once, and she had like a collection. It was like this insane listing of everybody, you know, with my last name and where our family came from and all this stuff. But tucked in there was a $20 Confederate bill.
Ooh.
Right? I looked it up real quick. It's worth $20.
It wasn't in mint condition. Maybe in mint condition, like in a thing.
Literally in mint condition, it'd be like $25.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's like it's a little torn and tattered, but it literally was handed down through my family, so it came from my family.
Okay.
Because part of them landed in New Orleans.
Oh,
when they came from Ireland.
Interesting. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
So that was my possible storage board moment.
That would have been badass, dude. That would have been so cool.
Like when she sent that text, I'm like, oh no.
Well, that's the thing, man.
Now I do have another thing I'm gonna try to sell on eBay. I didn't show it to you. I think I was gonna. So I have a 1979 Matchbox.
Yep.
Cops and robbers chase them.
Oh yeah, you talked about this.
And the cop and robbers can change directions.
Yeah.
So it's in the box, still unopened. The glue is 100% on the box. The staples are in the box still. Like, this thing has never been opened. The box is in okay shape. The sides are getting a little peely, but all the areas where it's glued is still flat.
Glued, yeah.
It doesn't look like that's not peeling at all. So I'm going to throw it up there. It was hard to judge, but we'll see what happens.
The lady didn't want to take a look at those?
That I need to sell for myself.
Okay.
Because that I want to make my maximum profit. I don't mind shipping that.
Okay.
Yeah, anything, because she has to make money. So she's
going to cut down like probably, 80% of the cost.
I would think so. I don't blame her. She's going to pay for her rent.
Yeah.
So but that one, because someone told me that about that. Same thing with comic books usually. You usually want to try and sell them yourself. You don't want to go to a comic book store and sell them because once again, they have to make money on what they're buying.
Yeah.
It's like anything else in the world,
Yeah.
So,
I mean, that makes sense.
yeah. But she does have comic books in that store. I think you've seen that probably. When you
Yes.
there. Yeah. So I may bring a few just to gauge.
Did you see
her.
anything whiskey related?
I asked her. The only thing I found, it was a like I don't know. So it was a bottle like this actually. Right? It was a JB Scotch bottle like this, encased in like a big piece of glass.
Yeah, no. like a resin.
Yeah,
like an epoxy type thing.
Yeah, it was like it was like yay big. The bottle was in the center of it. I'm just like, you got to be kidding me! Like that must have been something from the '70s.
Yeah.
That's when JB was a thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was. And I asked her about whiskey. She goes, "Oh, we got some like some things that they used to pour the whiskey into when they made it from the distillery. But when you looked at it, it looks like a pot. It doesn't look like."
Yeah, it doesn't look like anything interesting.
No.
Yeah.
No, if I had that show, they would think we have an old beat up pot on our show. But I did go next door to the other guy. I'm going to go there on Sunday and see what he has.
Be interesting to see if like you show him the same stuff if he comes back with anything similar. I gotta do it. Are you gonna like go between them and be like, "Hey, check this out"?
Actually,
or, hey,
what she
check
said
this out?
was he's more. He does collect more of the print stuff, like the stuff I was showing her.
Okay.
And she was really nice. She was a nice old lady. And I said, well, do you think what I'm showing you would be better to him? Well, bring it to me first. And if I really think it's better for him to take it, just go over there. But let me get a hold of it first. I'm like, yeah, that's cool.
That makes sense.
Yeah. No, she was really nice about it. She's like, yeah, just bring whatever you want. Just like, actually, just put it in your trunk and I'll come outside. Like, just don't bring it in the store. I'll look at it in the trunk. And there was something I saw there. If I get it, you're going to be very happy.
Okay.
But I can't tell you because they didn't have a price on it, and she was surprised there was no price on it. So she had to figure out the price.
She said it's $3.50.
Yeah, right. All right, so we're moving on to number 10. Our
13. Yeah, this is number 13.
Number 13, the 10-year-old.
Yes.
So we.
So this is from this is the Lowlands, another 92 proofer, 46%. This one is from the Girvan Distillery. Right, so on this one, the nose, this is just a single grain Scotch whiskey.
Okay.
So the nose on this one's going to be tropical wafts of pineapple, fruity pastries, some creamy notes of coconut, chai, and granola. That's on the nose.
That sounds like a breakfast I had the other day.
That's it. It's a lot of breakfast.
Like with yogurt.
Yeah. Did you have a chai tea with it?
Picoy tea.
Oh, Picoy. Gotcha. I too enjoy a good Picoy.
Oh, good Picoy.
So
I like to mix it Earl Grey and Picoy because it kind of gives it a pop. I'll stop. All right, who you like this weekend, man? We got some serious football stuff going on.
we do. Oh, by the way, actually, let's get into this first. I like it. It's interesting. So the pineapple's there.
That's that sweetness there, yeah.
It does kind of smell like
Tropically.
it's definitely a tropical. And then chai to me has always kind of been like a spicy type thing, like a
chai
spice
guy, but yeah.
Chai guy.
Yeah. But yeah, it has a. I just to me it's just all that fruit.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not getting coconut. That's got to be in the flavor. I'm guessing.
So for the palate, we're talking dried oranges, buttered brioche with honey, softly spiced with sweet vanilla fudge, and then our finish is going to be butter biscuits and more vanilla, sweet roast barley and peppery zest.
What was the biscuit one again?
Butter biscuits and more vanilla.
Butter biscuits.
Buttered biscuits.
Buttered biscuits.
Butter biscuits.
That's awesome.
Yes.
All right.
Whoa. What a flavor. What the heck?
That's different.
I like it, but
It's not bad. No, but it's not bad. But that's very different.
No, that is. That is really good. That is so interesting.
It is tropical.
Oh yeah, no, you definitely get those flavors.
And there's that pepper spice there. That's the
zest.
chai. The chai is coming in at the very
Well,
end.
that's the zest, the pepper zest. They call it pepper zest. Peppery zest at the very end.
So
yeah.
that's coming in at the end for sure.
Man,
that's
this is so well balanced.
Yeah, that's very different. I mean, it's very good. I like.
So it's like a little bit sweet up front. Also, the legs on this one are actually a lot more.
This was the darker one too.
Yeah, the legs on this one are actually sticking around way longer than that 7-year.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Wow. That is really good. So, yeah, check out Girvan Distillery. I'm not sure specifically which one this is from them, other than it's the single grain Scotch whiskey that's 10 years.
Okay, I mean, maybe this will have.
Whoa, this is crazy. This is definitely tropical fruits.
Yeah,
Like
no,
you
I
can,
like this.
it's tropical fruits. I'm not getting a lot of like that because they mentioned in all three of those, they mentioned some sort of bread.
I'm not getting
pastry, brioche.
And actually, I'm not
biscuits.
getting butter either. There's no butter here. This is all fruity.
Buttery is always that tongue
and
like creaminess thing.
And I'm not getting that at all. This is fruit and pepper.
Yep.
It comes right down to it. And I mean, it's
There's a little bit of vanilla in
trying
there.
to compare it to something like almost like a gum I've had before, like a tropical fruit gum or something. Which I don't think I'd ever think to say those words comparing it to Scotch. Oh, it tastes like juicy fruit.
It's the taste that's going to move you.
Yeah, right. Double mint, bitch.
But I like it. I like this one a lot.
All right, back to the subject.
Yes, back to the football. So I won the last conversation. We went through. It was the very first start of the playoffs 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And the only difference between us
The Bills and KC.
was the Cowboys. Yep. And I chose the winning team. So you want to talk about it? Because there was a lot of memes that came out about that particular situation.
I do not want to talk about it. I'm going to smash your box. I'm going to smash your camera. I'm going to leave.
That's our camera, dude.
Fine.
More reason to smash.
Yeah, so you won. Fine.
So then this week,
all right, so this week.
I had to bring it up because I hadn't talked about it. I hadn't
you
talked
did
about
not.
it with you.
You-
I was
yeah,
good.
you
I didn't even send you one meme. Nothing. I stayed silent.
That's okay. There's some people I'm never talking to again, so it's okay.
So what we got Ravens,
Ravens,
KC, and then what we got 49ers at the Lions.
49ers and Lions, yes.
Okay. So the wish, right? I'm going to say
A wish list.
This is the wish.
Okay.
I hope for a Ravens Lions Super
Me too.
Bowl.
100%.
I think that would be a
good Super
really really good Super Bowl.
Agreed.
It would be cool to see the newer coach of the Lions actually hop them into the ring and see.
they've never been there. They've literally never been there. So that's why
Well, that would be cool too. And the fact that the Ravens have only been there twice, right?
Right.
So it'd be cool to have the newer.
Sure. I
Less-
agree.
yeah.
Now, a betting man, if you're putting money down, I'm going to go San Fran Ravens.
So I would do San Fran Ravens. Yeah.
I don't. Casey always surprises me, but this time it's going to stop.
I don't think the Ravens are so freaking domineering right now.
Yeah,
I think they're going to take it.
Yeah,
So it's definitely going to be a Ravens Super Bowl.
I think so.
Now, I don't know if the Lions get in there, if it's Lions Ravens, I might put money on the Lions on that one.
Just because my neighbor is a big Lions fan too, Dan.
Nice, yeah.
He's a big Lions fan. So.
Well, I'm sure he's been really excited to see all this.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. And shout out to my neighbor Dan. His son had a baby. He's a granddad now.
Nice.
So shout out to my neighbor Dan and his grandson Elliot.
Yeah. Congratulations, Dan.
All right, let's move into the ice.
This is such a crazy flavor.
Ice. I'm curious about what's going to be removed and what's going to be more present on this one. Because what happened with the other one where it
The
kind of
pepper came
reversed
out.
on us and the
Yeah.
pepper came out more and the honey went away.
And where this one's like, a lot of fruit flavors.
So do you think we're going to go to Comic-Con that Friday, the day before?
Why not?
Or do we want to do something else?
It's up to you.
I don't know.
Did you have something in mind that you wanted to do other than because I'm good with whatever.
I mean, I would throw out golf, but honestly, I don't want to bring my clubs. So I hate traveling with my clubs.
Yeah.
It's a pain in the ass. I mean, not really. I mean, you can walk around downtown Orlando, find things to do, find things to do. But I mean, at least, like I said, I'll probably last about 2 hours in there, and then I'll start getting angry, start yelling at these people walking around.
I don't think so.
I might. No. You never be able to mean these kind of things. 2 hours and I start getting weird.
It starts twitching, getting fidgety.
If it's not like a whiskey fest or some kind of beer fest, then no, I start getting weird about 2
I think they
hours.
have beer there.
I'm sure they do. I mean,
I don't know. I never actually drank there. Honestly, I've never even eaten food there.
But
How did I survive when I was there? What happened? What did I do?
I wonder. I mean, they got to have something in there. I can understand no beer.
We're just gonna get you a tattoo. That's what's gonna happen. Yeah, they have tattoo arts there. Yeah. We'll get you the Frisky whiskey tattoo.
Give me like a superhero, like one of those weird superheroes that no one really knows about. Give me like a tattoo of them on my shoulder or something like who's Tigra?
You're like, this is my favorite one, Tigra. Everyone's like, who?
Right. Rom Space Knight. Put it in my chest.
Just a big old piece.
So, as I was babbling before about my little Storage Wars moment,
So on the nose, the pepper comes out.
the tropical changed.
But not in a bad way.
Not in a bad way, but it's different, though.
So
maybe that coconut, I think that coconut is starting to peek in here.
So I'm not sure which one it was, and keep me honest on this one, but there was one where it had a very similar start to this one, where it was kind of the fruits and stuff like that, but then when we put ice on, it got like flat. It like tasted almost like nothing. Like the flavors went away. You remember?
But I don't remember.
I can't remember which one it was.
I remember the sensations you're talking about.
Yeah, it was like nice and fruity.
Yeah,
and then we put ice on it.
And it just became like nothing with ice.
Yeah, and like all the flavors disappeared.
Super suitor going to that realm right now, in my opinion. I mean, there's a hint of that.
The pepper's
spice,
still there a little bit,
but like the tropical is just lowering. It's.
I mean, my ice is almost gone, and I can say like, definitely the pineapple's lighter. The coconut's there now.
Yeah,
but it's more like coconut water, not like.
Yeah, it's mild.
Yeah,
it's very mild. So I was babbling about those Life magazines I found.
Yeah.
So I made my daughter look at some of them.
Yeah.
I was like, besides looking at the pictures, check out the advertisements. Like, this is what people were buying. This is what was going on back in that time period in your country that you live in today, that you have an iPad, iPhone, Oculus. Look what they were doing. Grand pianos for $200.
Yeah.
Like, stuff like that, weird things. So, and then I also had her look at a Life that was like from the 70s. I was like, look at that kind of stuff. Like, look at the size of that TV. That's a 24-inch TV. That's bigger than my house. And it was so weird how they made TVs like where they had to put it in a piece of furniture back in those days.
Yeah.
So besides that, it was a tube TV by itself. It was heavy. Then they're going to surround it with wood.
Yeah, but it was real wood.
It was that's what I'm saying, real like oak.
And those TVs stayed working for a very long time.
They never broke, ever.
And it was usually only like a tube blew out, so they would just open up the back and be like, new tube.
Yeah.
And then back to run.
So I had to check that out, and I meant to bring one of those magazines because there were some advertisements for some scotches and liquors I've never heard of.
Dang.
And a whiskey I never heard of before either.
Okay.
I'll take a picture and send it to you. I meant to bring that magazine today.
That's awesome.
That one was from 1938.
Okay.
It's some weird magazine that it was like, I can't remember the name of the magazine.
I'd be interested to know what that whiskey was, because that's like.
Or maybe it was. Maybe
that was kind of like in the.
Or maybe it was 1940s. Maybe it was in the 40s. Maybe. 40s.
I was going to say it would have had to have been after a Prohibition, right? So.
Well, Prohibition was over in 1938. Yeah. But I think actually I take it back. It actually may have been 1939. I take it back. It may have been 1939 though.
Okay.
These couple of magazines I had. It was kind of like their version of Cosmopolitan, maybe. I don't know. It was kind of weird. It was more girly, from what I could tell. But like, there was some Scotch. It was like the King of Scotch, or it was like a crown on it. It was kind of weird. It was like, like the King of Beers, King of Scotch.
Well, I'm saying like after the Prohibition, because a lot of them started popping up. So it's like it's one of those interesting ones that maybe just didn't make it. They were like all the big guys were still there.
In those 70s Life magazines I found too, there was like what was it? It was an ad for like Salem or Cool cigarettes. It was like a fireman and the cop. gotta smoke and be cool. The best one I saw years ago was I was at a restaurant that had like old Life magazines at the table, and there was an ad: 4 to 5 doctors prefer Camel cigarettes.
I've seen those as well.
And it's like so funny, because I bet you those doctors are probably puffing cigarettes when they're seeing their patients back in those days. Everyone smokes. If you watch Mad Men, they all did that. Every doctors, they all smoked cigarettes, had martinis, and worked.
Yep.
We missed a glorious era.
I would have just preferred.
We missed a glorious.
I would have preferred drinking whiskey, smoking cigarettes, and doing my work.
I would have drank whatever they were drinking in the time period. I don't care. We missed a glorious era. The fact that you had a business meeting, was common to smoke cigarettes and have martinis.
Yeah.
In the office.
Yeah.
I want to do that.
Although it's really only good for us. So
I'm going to buy a business. I'm going to have a meeting with everybody. We're going to have martinis.
Hey, Helen, get us all martinis. You know how I like mine, dry.
Just whisper the word vermouth over it. Damn it, give me the goddamn Jim.
Camel, sir.
Camel. Well, you know, if you watch Mad Men, they had got the Lucky Strike account.
Yeah.
They all smoke with Lucky Strikes, which I thought was was
I really liked that show.
Oh,
that show was awesome.
Oh,
it got really weird towards the end, though.
They all do. They all at some point, like all these shows, like they don't know what to write anymore, and they turn it weird.
So it's like, because I was like, we kind of hit like a point where you could have ended it, and then suddenly they just kept going, and I'm like, where is this going?
Right.
Because there's only so much you can show of them in the office with the drama and the smoking and the meeting with clients and stuff. Like now we're getting into like the 60s, like late 60s. That's a weird time, you know?
It is. All right, so I like them both. I like 10-year-old neat, ice no good, bad ice.
I don't mind it.
Ice bad.
I don't mind it iced.
Ice bad.
I don't mind it iced.
And the 7-year-old I like both ways, and this one's right now I like a lot. This is
the 7-year.
This is my pony right here.
Yeah, the 7-year was really good.
Yeah,
I'm actually,
but I don't dislike the 10 here. I'm going to be very clear here. I'm just saying, someone's got to say the truth.
It's fine. Say all the truth you need.
I speak for the people.
You speak for yourself.
No,
you get the people in trouble.
Those people, man, like the Amish and the Iceland. I hope, and all kidding aside, I do hope our Icelandic friends out there are okay. Whoever lives near that whole volcano thing that's going on, and hope they're all okay. And you know, Frisky Wishy sends you our best out there. And you know, listen to us too. We'll get you through this.
Just hang out with us and think of delicious whiskey.
Delicious. Actually, speaking of that, you know, I had some in Floki a couple nights ago.
Yeah.
Just had a little glass before dinner.
Nice.
You know, just to
stuff,
chill out. You know, I was a little stressed out. I've had a stressful week this week. We're not going to go into right now, but it's just a little. Actually, you can leave that right here. It's all hidden. The box is awesome.
I know. We need to have more boxes on the table when we're doing these shows because it just hides all the stuff behind
I
it.
wish whoever put this together does one with like bourbons or something. Imagine a rye box. Just a rye box. Oh.
We just need to make our own boxes. That's what it is. Well, let's take this one, and then we'll fill it with ryes. And then it'll be a mystery for us because we'll forget what ones they were.
It's an interesting idea there.
We'll like fill it up and then wait like 3 months and then completely forget what we did. Be like,
don't label them.
There's no labels.
That would
I was
ruin
like,
it.
I have no
It
idea.
would totally ruin it. Then we get drunk. The best one would be the worst one.
Right.
All right. Now,
so this one.
the finale.
The
13-year-old. Number 17. The 13-year-old.
Yep.
Dun,
So
dun, dun.
this one is from North British Distillery. Again in the lowlands. Again, 92 proof, 40%, 46% alcohol. This is also a single grain Scotch. The nose on this one, fragrant fruits, melon, vanilla, and gentle oak. You see where I was going with our flavor profiles, our noses?
Fruity.
Our noses.
You've been very fruity today there, Travis.
I was trying.
I'm sorry. Oh, my God. I said your name out loud.
Why would you do that? You're banished to the basement with you.
There is a basement.
For you, there is.
In about 5 minutes, there'll be a basement. Trust me. Oh, man. T.I. I'm so sorry, T.I.
It's okay. I forgive you.
So last weekend I went to the South Florida Fair.
How was it?
It was, actually I had a good time. It wasn't horrible. It's expensive.
Yeah.
It's very expensive in there, and it's freaking huge. I walked so much that day. The next day my legs were like done.
Yeah.
But you know, we were there until about 6. We got out of there before it got crazy because a bunch of fights broke out. Apparently, like 200 kids got into a fight in the middle of the freaking fair, and it was
Makes
like
sense.
nuts. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
But
What else are you gonna do at the fair?
But you know what? So I was drinking beer, but then like there was this hut that was selling these like little mini pint jugs of homemade iced teas.
Oh, nice.
So you know me, I like my whiskeys
Yeah.
and teas. So they happen to have a peach mango tea. I was like, give me that. Went over. I will tell you right now, I was surprised the whiskey they had at their little kiosks everywhere.
Okay.
They had High West.
Okay.
They had Bullet. They had what was the other one they had? I was really impressed by it. So because they had Jim Beam, they had Jack Daniels. what was the other one that I had? I'm drawing a blank right now. That's what happens as you get old. But it was decent whiskey. So I would get a double shot of whiskey, and I'd ask her for a glass of ice on the side, and I would just make my own little cocktail.
I like that.
And I walk around all day. And then I got to the point where I'd buy, because the tea was free refills the entire day. So
so that's worth it.
So I went through 3 pints.
Okay.
And 4 double shots of whiskey.
Nice.
It's not bad.
That's not bad.
But like towards the end, I wasn't doing the glass thing anymore. I was just
Drinking the whiskey.
no, I was just taking enough of tea out of the whiskey, so I just poured the whiskey into the tea jug, and I'm just walking around drinking my tea jug, just having a good time, getting some cotton candy occasionally, And look, there's always carny food.
Yeah,
love carny food. There's a place there, man. He makes these London broiled steak sandwiches off the chain.
I actually saw that.
Oh, it's off the chain, and I had the classic turkey leg. I had to have a corn dog.
You have to.
I have to. And then we did these. It was like these cheese fries that had like these fried onions on top of it. So it was kind of good.
That sounds pretty good.
Yeah, so that was pretty good. So good food.
All right.
But I spent a ton of money. In fact, I can't even tell you how much money I spent. That's how bad it was.
One of those. We've done things like that.
Oh, well, that was devastating.
We don't talk about those times. So the palate on this is going to be wonderfully creamy. Hints of lemon meringue. Hints of lemon meringue with subtle grassy vegetal notes. So I'm assuming that's going to be like fresh cut grass type stuff.
Grassy vegetal.
And our finish is going to be light, bright, and fruity. Hints of butterscotch and vanilla.
So the smell tells me. I just took a taste of it too, but the smell tells me there's butterscotch in there.
Oh yeah, it smells like butterscotch. Yeah. It is melon, and there's definitely that oakiness. Ooh, that's nice. I like that.
Oh, I like this a lot. Oh, number 7-year-old has a little challenger now. This is good. Wow. Now, the number 10-year-old is good, but this is really good. What was the flavors again I'm experiencing?
Wonderfully creamy. Mm-hmm. Hints of lemon meringue with subtle grassy vegetal notes.
So the lemon is tart to me. So
yeah, that's definitely a tartness there.
If it's grass, I'm getting...
Well, it's like grassy...
I'm getting grainy something. Grass, I don't know. But yeah, I mean, it's something grainy going on in there. Grainy risotto.
Granny risotto.
Yeah, I like this. This is really good.
It's different, which is what I like. Mm-hmm. So, what do you think about my selection so far? Did you see what I was trying to get?
No, you did very well. No, you did.
I was trying to bring us to.
You kept things so actually, in my opinion, we're doing a good true comparison here because they're very similar. The honey here, the 7-year-old, the honey. A little bit different than these two because there's less tropical going on in here, but still similar.
But you could see like the note flow.
Yeah, no, you did a good job.
Flavor flow.
Yeah, you did a good job tonight. Yeah. Just give yourself a little pat on the back, And you're wearing a nice little shirt tonight. Now we're a new Frisky Whiskey. We both have new Frisky Whiskey shirts.
We do. We have new Frisky Whiskey shirts on. So this one is actually one that you can get off of our store right here.
You can get this off our store too.
Oh, that's right. You can get.
So he has with the logo on the corner of the chest there.
Right there. Right.
I have the logo here, and then the back of the shirt's got the classic.
You can't see anything.
Okay, so if you know what you know what I'm talking about, my people.
It's got our classic logo.
My people, go hit our store. We need money, no.
Buy our shit. Support us, please.
We're drowning in whiskey here.
We got so much whiskey. We need more.
We need more. There's not enough. That's the problem.
We need the life raft of whiskey.
I just don't want to drink the old stuff anymore.
My palate has changed.
Oh, man.
It's become more nuanced. But yeah, I really do enjoy the 3 that we had this evening.
Yeah, much better experience than last time.
I agree.
But we've learned with these boxes, we've had the Advent, 2 Advent calendars or 1 Advent calendar? 2.
We've
done 2.
No, we did 1.
We did 1. And we learned our lesson from that, in my opinion. That's why I won't do it again.
We learned it hard.
Yeah.
Because I think there was 1 good whiskey in it.
That's a handful, maybe.
And then
decent ones. The rest was just... And then that last one was so bad.
That's the problem.
That was
all the lead up to the 24th day, and you're just like, what is this shit?
Yeah. To me, the last one should be that's the home run.
But then we actually priced it out for all the whiskeys, and it wasn't even worth the cost of the box. Yeah, so it was that's kind of...
This right now, I'm saying it's worth the cost of the box because you got it from Costco.
It is, but
I think outside of Costco, it's about $200. This was $160 at Costco, so... You know, because you have to be a Scotch drinker to really enjoy this too.
Yeah.
You have to be a Scotch drinker.
And I think you're more of a Scotch drinker than I am. I'm fairly novice when it comes to Scotch, but I've been enjoying figuring out the flavors. Like the first one that we did, I really enjoyed that. The second one, not as much, and this one, I've really enjoyed it. And I've found that there's actual flavor profiles that they tie back to like bourbon and American whiskeys, right?
Oh yeah.
So I like that. That. That's what I was going for.
All right. I think I got a little ahead of you there.
That's fine. I was talking, you were drinking.
I always do that, though.
We swap, right? At the end.
That doesn't sound right.
Yeah, whatever.
All right. Going in for the ice now. So after our show, we're actually going to treat ourselves to a nice little dinner tonight.
We are.
A little steakhouse.
Over to Longhorn.
Longhorn Steakhouse. We got some gift cards.
Yep. From adoring fans.
Yeah. Our bank. We use our credit card so much, we got double points out of nowhere. We went way over the point level.
They're like, here, take this. Thank you.
And we got some. We're not going to talk about what we got, but you know what I'm thinking?
Yep.
We got the shirts. We're going to talk about this out loud in front of our people. So we got the shirts, right? Yep. So we got to pay for that. So we went to that new liquor store we found. That was very, very surprising.
It's surprising in many ways.
Oh, impressive.
Yeah.
Really impressive what we found in like a place you would not think to find it.
Hole in the wall, kind of in the bad area of town.
It's
on the verge of the bad area.
It's on the verge. It's not,
it's not the greatest. It's not the
greatest.
worst.
It's not the worst, but not the greatest. But like what they had and what they had for price.
Yeah.
For some things were overpriced on the shit I didn't care about. I mean, to curse there. I curse all the time on the show. But the stuff that was like we were surprised to see, we were actually surprised at the pricing.
Yeah. We're talking allocated bottles that were like $50 cheaper than you can find it in most places.
Anywhere else.
Yeah. Now some of them were a bit more than like I will say like the Blanton's Gold that they had there, I think was going for $700. I think it's normally around $5 or $6.
Okay, but his regular Blanton's was $119.
Yeah.
So it's like hard to find that.
It's hard to find that, right? And most of the places around here, not saying it's impossible, right? You could always go to like a Costco or something like that.
What I want to do is I want to go back to that store. Let's get that other to make it 3.
Okay.
You know what I'm talking about.
I know you're talking about.
And then we do that I think we need to do that.
Okay.
I was thinking about that the other night. I'm like, we really just should have picked up both.
Yeah. So we won't mention the whiskeys, but
it's going to be a great show if we do that show.
But just so you guys are all aware, it's coming up on our 1 year birthday of doing the podcast. I'm just saying things are coming.
It's been 1 year. We're going to be 1 year old.
1 year old.
Man.
So our February episode, I think it was our second episode. No, our first episode in February is actually our 1 year anniversary, our 1 year birthday.
The first show, but we're not. Wait.
Because we're doing every other week now.
But we're going to be at the show.
Yes. So our first one in February is on February 10th.
This month.
February.
Right, but
we're in January.
You're confusing me with all the Februarys here, man. What's going on here?
I'm confused while you're confused. I said our first episode
first show was what, February 3rd?
February. No, because we'll be up north.
No, last year.
No, our first episode was on February 12th.
Oh, okay.
So that's why the February 10th is our
1 year anniversary. Awesome. Yeah. We may have a guest, hopefully. I think we need to talk with him. I think we need to look at that little list he has, and then we'll talk about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll make it work.
Behind the scenes stuff that you guys just heard.
You can't see this kind of stuff,
But
top secret.
With that said, ladies and gentlemen, it is always a pleasure. I hope that you have enjoyed the episode. I hope you check out our YouTube channel. I hope you like and subscribe to that YouTube channel.
Please.
Make sure you follow our socials. You can head over to thefriskywhiskey.com where you can get a link to our store. You can get a link to our Instagram, our Facebook, and our YouTube channel.
You can find us on RedTube too.
Yeah. Don't forget to check out Fox Cigar. So if you want to sit there and drink along with us on any of these Scotch whiskeys, hopefully you picked up the box. If you want to enjoy a cigar, head over to foxcigar.com. They have awesome kits. They have all the accessories you need. So if you're new, if you're old, they got the experts for you. But with that said, Mike D,
good show.
Let's go get some steak.
Scotch in a box. We'll finish these little scotches we have left and get some dinner.
All right, everybody.
All right. Have a good night,
Thank
everybody.
you, ladies and gentlemen. Have a good one.
All right.